It's pretty cold this morning. The sun is just about coming up. I sit down on the bench to tie my shoe. I've been running for about 1 hour. I usually run for about 2 hours in the morning. But this morning I decided to cut it short. This weather, I just wish it was a little bit better. I began to run back to my apartment. Then I realized there's this guy with a newspaper that I seen when I first left my apartment. He was reading the same exact newspaper. I try not to pay much attention to it, but it's hard not to. I run past the park, which is pretty empty, and head into the main road that leads to the city. As I'm running, I see this guy. He's running on the opposite side of the street, and he's running at around the same speed. I keep running, and it seems like he's going in the same direction. So I turn the corner down another major street. Around this time, the streets are pretty empty, so there's not much to dodge. So I just continue running at a pretty good speed. But the guy, for some reason, he doesn't follow. He keeps running in the direction that I was in before. As I continue my run, I start to hear gunshots from a distance. And then all of a sudden, I see two cop cars start going down the street, the same street which I was running down. They're going very fast. There's no traffic, but they're going very fast. And they're being followed by two trucks. As the two trucks passed, I noticed that they weren't other cops. There were 4 civilians in each truck, and they all had masks and long rifles and assault rifles. Luckily, while I was running, there was an alley right next to me, so I jumped in the alley as soon as possible, scraping my leg. But as the last truck passed me, the guy in the back seat, he turned his head and looked straight into my eyes and reloads his gun, then continues to roll up the window. The trucks then proceed to follow the 2 police cars. As I got up from the ground, I started to hear more gunshots coming from that same direction. There was blood on my leg, but it wasn't too bad. I then realized this was a very serious situation. So I started to sprint towards my apartment, which wasn't too far away at this point. As I'm running, I start to see people locking their doors, some people with hammers and wood boards covering their windows. I hear people crying. I hear more police cars. But I continue to sprint towards my apartment because I know that this is not normal. This is very unusual for this town, and I need to get back as soon as possible. As I walk up to the steps of my apartment, I notice this newspaper laying at the top of the steps. I walk up and pick it up and head into the house. As I enter my home, I see that the TV is on. I start to feel this very harsh pain in my ears. The sound coming from the TV is so loud that it feels like a knife is being stuck inside of my ear. After I feel my ears to make sure they're not bleeding, I start to hear a voice coming from the TV. This is a televised message from the United States government. Across the country, our cities are being attacked and overthrown by an unknown force. Our recommendation is to stay home, stay inside, and do your best to survive. If you have ammunition, guns, Make sure you're ready to defend your home. We will now show you a map listing about 100 bunkers throughout the country. If you have the means to travel, we will now give you the instructions as to what you will have to do once you arrive to the location. God bless America. This may be the last televised message you hear